Hello, idols and masters. David here, suicidefishing.com, Facebook and YouTube channel. Hey, just a little history in the following video on how we came about with suicidefishing.com. And this one is for Dougie Ibita from Q's Dags YouTube channel. Why do I have a hard time blogging? I hate blogging. I hate blogging. I hate blogging. But Q's Dags, this one's for you. Continue watching. Have a great day. Hi, good morning. David with suicidefishing.com, YouTube, and Facebook. I wanted to give you my disclaimer. I hate blogging. Please be gentle on me. But I wanted to give you a little history just quickly. I was thinking about this morning about how suicide fishing got its name. And I wish I was creative and I could come up with all these great ideas, but I can't. I'm creative in different ways, not in this arena. But what I can tell you is a little history. I fish here, and like I said in my initial video, I fish in the Philippines, and it gets quite costly to get gears here, so I make a lot of my own, including lead jigs, which are translation in Tagalog is tinga jig, with 4 assist hooks. And so I made the form. I made the form, got wired, stainless steel wire benders. Made it to where I could pour it, and then some of the local materials I can get a hold of. I create these jigs of various sizes and shapes and colors. And so anyhow, I'd met in running around, and I hanging out with my friend Harold Chua at Coastline Tackle. I met a young man named Douglas Ibita. I think that's how you pronounce it. Ibita, and I apologize, brother, if I got that wrong. But he has Q's Dags TV, or Q's Dags Fishing on YouTube, and he has a nice big following there. And so, especially with the foreigners, and he's learning. He's got to have some thick skin to deal with people from my country and the Western world. So, but good publicity, or even bad publicity is good publicity. And so, but anyways, he just impressed me. He's a good guy. He's happy-go-lucky, always smiling. And and because I was impressed with him, I liked the guy immediately. And so I showed him some of the things that I was doing, and with the jigs. And he was a shorecaster at the time, just getting into jigging. And so and like I said earlier, it gets expensive getting this stuff. And so at the time, I probably had about 50 or 60 jigs, and a lot of them, my favorite ones, obviously I made more of those. And so I decided I was going to give him a couple jigs, complete setups, and he took, he took those jigs, and he went out, and I didn't hear from him for a while. And then we happened to run into each other back at Coastline Tackle, and he had just this big smile on his face, and he was telling me how successful he was fishing with these jigs I made. And so now anybody that jigs, you pretty much know that, if you can make it move down there, chances are it's going to solicit a bite of some kind, in good conditions. And I've even thought about grabbing a wrench, box end wrenches and sending it down with a couple of assist hooks on there, just to see if I couldn't get a fish off of that. And you know what? That might be a future blog right there. But anyways, he was just happy, and he goes, your jigs, they were just suicide on the fish. What do you mean? The fish were just biting them and committing suicide. I was catching a lot of fish, and so and in this area we target the ruby snapper, the momsa, sorry, the giant trevally, the tuna. This time of year it's a dogtooth tuna, which is a tuna that hangs out on the corals, usually on a shelf somewhere. And what else? Amberjack, like that. And there's a couple other kinds of bass that will pick it up. It depends upon how deep you go. But anyways, he just hammered him, and so I was really happy for him. I was glad, absolutely happy that he was successful. You don't want to give him something that doesn't work, anyways, and it worked. And so he started calling them suicide jigs. It says, oh, the canoe, meaning Americano, what they call me here, or most foreigners, suicide jig. And then he even gave me a shout out on his YouTube channel regarding my suicide jigs. And people started asking me for them, but I'm just I pretty much do it for myself. And it's time consuming, and I can spend all my time doing that or go fishing. I'd rather make my own go fishing. And so, but I have an announcement here soon. I think I may have figured out how to solve that problem, where I'd have a lot more time on my hands and be able to provide jigs for people at a very, very, very low cost. So stay tuned for that. So anyways, suicide jigs. All right. So, I was like, I decided, I wanted to build a boat, and I might as well blog. I don't want to blog, but people kept encouraging me to blog. And then I thought, I might as well start blogging by announcing the boat build and do the boat build, because it's already out there, which means now I'm obligated to do it, which can be sometimes very difficult for me to find time to do things like that. But I made the announcement, and I better back those words up. So I decided to do that. I was talking with JR, my IT and good friend, and we I've decided to come out and do suicide fishing. And that's all thanks to Doug, Ibita. And so, he gave me the idea, and we ran with it. So we've got suicide fishing. And soon as I decided we would do that, I kid you not, in one day we'd bought the name, we paid for the web service, for the website. We set up the Facebook and the YouTube in one day, but we had no content, but I've done this before, and usually what happens, we'll set this up for a lot of our American customers, some of the kind of work I do. I've got clients that we do this for. And, but we have to spend a lot of time preparing. You can't, most of our clients are professionals. You can't just throw it out there and half-assed. And so, but I'm a fan of Elon Musk. I know he's triggering a lot of people right now, but the guy is just phenomenal. He's where he's at because of his methods. And one of his methods is get it out there. You know, you can spend a lot of time preparing and not enough time doing. All right, think about that. Too much time preparing and not enough time doing. All right. Now I might get bashed for having very little content. I might get bashed for my shopping cart or my calendar or some. It's not complete yet on my website, but guess what? I've got it there. I'm blogging, and I will evolve this. Not just I shouldn't say I. My teammate JR will evolve this. Okay, we already got merch. Okay, we've designed logos, and this was all done in one day. We already had merch. We designed and so we can inside of an hour. If I decided to go out and get my shirts made, I could have shirts made and hats made inside of an hour here locally where I'm at. And so we're set up, and now, like I said, it's not pretty, but as we evolve this, it's going to get much more professional. But I really don't know. Professional, yeah, but I want to have fun. I don't want this to turn into something where it's the gorilla in the room and I'm spending my time dealing with it and not fishing, not doing what I want to do. So, listen, you want perfection, go out and do it yourself. So don't push. Don't put. Oh, by the way, constructive criticism. If you got an idea or something, let me know. I am more than happy to accept ideas. I'm not perfect. I'm not the end all save all. The day I say I know everyone, someone needs to put me out of my misery. So anyhow, so yeah. So that's a little history on where we came from. Came up with the name. So Dougie, thank you. Shout out to Doug Ibita from Q's Dags Fishing YouTube channel, and you'll find him Q's Dags on Facebook and Douglas Ibita on Facebook. I don't know if I get that right. YouTube channel and Facebook, and you easy to find. He's the guy he's the family man, and then the dude on his personal Facebook, and the dude with the fishing stuff on his page. So, all right, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna probably do a bunch of little blogs like this. As individual, get them in there and get them up just to add some content, I suppose. And so I'm in my office right now. There's that. And what do I got? Got some of my spear guns, some of my fishing poles, my Garmin fish finder right there. Let's see, we've got more fishing gear. There's my transducer. We've got it on galvanized pipe, and we have to lash it, tie it to the side of the boat. It's not a perfect setup, but we've got. I'm on several different kinds of boats, and so we got to make it to where one size fits all. And so I think, I'll show you later. I've got a bunch of jigs around here too. So, anyways, back to work. Take care. Signing off.